Published 0229 EDT, the 8th of September 2017. Updated 0229 EDT, the 8th of September 2017. Neil Woodford's publicly apology to his investors was striking. Woodford has been used to leading the way on performance, and on investor-friendly measures like absorbing research costs. Once again he is doing something different. Seldom if ever do we see big-name fund managers contrite in any forum, let alone in a publicly available website video. Neil Woodford put out a video yesterday in which he apologized for his flagship fund's recent performance. While it has been well documented that Woodford's Midas touch has been conspicuous by its absence over the past 18 months, to see the UK investment industry's biggest star use the word sorry was jarring. Humility has its place of course, but had I been an investor in his fund I would have rather seen defiance. Investors may well be asking themselves whether the apology is the first real sign he is doubting himself and his methods. By definition, an apology is admission of doing something wrong. For a fund manager that has no doubt his clients only need to show a little patience, an apology should arguably not be necessary. An unwavering and unconcerned Woodford, completely confident it is only a matter of time before his stock selections are vindicated and the market trouncing returns start rolling in again, would have provided greater reassurance, on balance. While it is true to say Woodford did in large part stick to his guns and gave no indication he is going to change his approach or portfolio composition significantly, that aspect of the video was overshadowed by the apology itself. The point should be made that using the starting date of its launch in 2014, Woodford equity income is still in market-beating territory with a total return of around 30%. However, the slip in his high standards seen more recently is concerning, particularly the failure to see trouble brewing at Provident Financial before he lost over £300 million of his clients' money on the stock. Easier said than done, of course. The drop-off in Woodford's performance, and the resulting apology, could also be seen as striking a hefty blow in the ongoing active versus passive war. With the pressure on active fund houses to justify fees increasing all the time, it can hardly help when the biggest name in active management is in front of a camera feeling the need to say sorry. Woodford failed to spot that Provident Financial CEO Peter Crook was steering the ship into the rocks, and it cost him dear. One positive way to look at it is to say Woodford's recent woes serve to offer a fresh warning of the need for diversification, not just among numerous stocks but among a good number of managers and funds. Banking on one or two star fund managers to watch over your nest egg just isn't an option, no matter how good their track record. Professional fund pickers seem to be keeping the faith though, for now at least, and welcomed the openness shown by Woodford. It is always good for investors to realize that mistakes will happen in fund management and that outperformance does not generally happen in straight lines, said Rob Burdett, co-head of the multi-manager team at BMO Global Asset Management. Woodford's humility is a useful part of this investor education process, and so it is to be applauded. Too many in the industry excuse themselves, claiming they are early rather than wrong. Having said that, there have been some stock specifics in this case, which makes it harder perhaps to claim to be early. He is a talented manager with a great history, who one would assume has built his eponymous firm in a way that is bespoke to the needs of his approach to investing. If that is the case, then the odds of a recovery should be better than most. Burdett added. Head of fund selection at AJ Bell Ryan Hughes was also far from writing Woodford off. The candid and honest approach from Woodford over his difficult summer reflects an increasing importance to communicate with investors, he noted. To his credit, the level of transparency since the launch of the fund 3 years ago has been excellent, and this communication is useful in highlighting some of the issues that have occurred recently. I think it should be remembered that all fund managers have companies that go through problems from time to time, and with Woodford's profile, his holdings are likely to be highlighted more than most. He has a high conviction approach that looks for significantly undervalued companies, which results in him looking at companies others are shunning. Sometimes, as we have seen more recently, this approach doesn't work and specific company positions will get hurt. For me, this is an important reminder for all investors in actively managed funds that no manager will get it right all of the time, Hughes continued. Therefore, it is imperative that investors fully understand a manager's style before they invest, while they should also ensure they are diversified and patient. Hargreaves Lansdowne, the fund supermarket, which has sold more Woodford fund units than most, also leapt to his defense. Spokesman Danny Cox said it's refreshing to see fund managers like Neil Woodford being upfront and honest about their performance. Investment isn't a perfect science, and it's inevitable that fund managers will make the wrong calls at times. This is why it's important for investors to choose fund managers who have good, consistent long-term track records, as Neil Woodford does. Time will tell if this is merely a bad patch for the investment star, or the period in which Woodford became just another manager in performance terms.